Thank you for clicking on this video because I know that this thumbnail is trash. Hopefully the title is fire, but I know the thumbnail was trash. So let me address why I look the way I look and why I put like a minimum effort into some of the things that got you to this video. So number one, this is not my only YouTube channel. I have 3 YouTube channels right now. And the reason I look like this is because I'm 40 something years old and it takes a lot of effort to shave, put on my dress shirt, set up a whole bunch of lights, write a script, and worry about putting on contacts and just getting all super handsome and getting my appearance all together to put out content. And it's times where I will not share a thought, put out content because I'm prioritizing my appearance over the message. The most important thing is putting out the message. So one of the things about me is that I'm an avid reader. And one of the books that I read and I highly recommend for people to read, especially if they're working on themselves and they want to improve their financial situation as well as their life, is Atomic Habits by James Clear. So one of the things that he talks about in his book is minimizing the effort or resistance between you and your goals. So a lot of resistance would be, I have to shave, I have to put my dress shirt on, I got to put on lights, I have to do editing. All of those things are important, but sometimes they reduce the chances of me putting out content, and I can put out more content faster if I just cut the camera on, throw the mic on, and just go. So that's why I look the way that I look right now. And I would much rather do it the other way, but that's why I have 3 channels now. So when it comes to YouTube, there's a lot of people aspiring to do YouTube, and it might be for the wrong reasons. I would say the main reason people want to do YouTube is because 1, they think it's easy, and 2, they think it's an opportunity for them to make a whole bunch of money. I've seen fads come and go where people record in their car, they recording on their phone, and it's not as much as YouTube is easy. That's the way a lot of people make it look. Actually, it's a lot of work. Just because you have the ability to say something doesn't mean you have something to say. And I think that's the main thing that people overlook when they think about creating content. So one of the cheat codes to be able to put out content on a consistent basis without you actually having something to actually talk about is to have opinion-based content or to do interviews. So opinion-based content is when you just reacting to something that's going on with somebody else. Either it's a political situation, something in the news, something that is viral at the moment, something social or gossip type of things, and you just react to it, or you react to somebody else's content. And interviews. When it comes to that, you really don't have to have much to talk about. It's easy to form an opinion about something that somebody else is doing or somebody else has going on. Like they say, opinions are like a-holes. Everybody has one. So that's a cheat code. And now people just tuning in to be entertained about your opinion. So now people make goofy faces and they do all this wild stuff, make a whole bunch of noise and say crazy things just to get likes, comments, stir up people's emotions. And all that's great to just be able to get the algorithm to pick up the video and push it. But the problem is this content creator might be making money on YouTube, but they're not really adding value to the lives of people, that's watching the content. So that's not something that I really wanted to do. Plus, I wanted to do something that I enjoy doing. So I love learning. I'm a student first. So the things that I learn, I want to share with people on YouTube. And it may look like I'm in front of the camera and I'm comfortable in front of the camera. And that is because I have experience. I used to perform as far as doing music. I used to MC and I used to rap. And I was a producer and all that old other stuff back in the day. So I'm used to being on a microphone. I'm used to being in front of people. I've gave speeches. I've sung songs. I've rapped songs. I've hosted. So doing those things gave me a skill set to be able to use on YouTube. So it's not just, oh, well, this guy just cut on the camera. I'm telling you guys, it's a lot of work. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying, don't think that it's not going to be work involved. Like, easy doesn't mean not work. Easy for some people just means they make work look easy. So you don't even realize that it's work. And then, like right now, I don't have a script. I have an outline, but I don't have a script. Why? Because I've worked on communication. If you notice, I'm not saying and you know what I'm saying. You ever watch those interviews? I just said but for the most part, I take a pause to make sure I don't say and things like that when I'm speaking. But have you ever watched those interviews where the athletes, soon as they do an interview, all it is you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was one guy. He used to play for the Lions. He was a linebacker. We got him from New England. I can't think of his name right now. But man, his interviews was hard to watch. This was the Matt Patricia days with the Detroit Lions. I'm all over the place, but that's why I wanted this channel. So let's go back to why I have 3 channels. The YouTube algorithm is very, very sensitive. So this is going to be important for you aspiring YouTubers. YouTube wants you to be successful in this aspect. YouTube is owned by Google, so you have to understand business. Google wants to sell ads to people that watch. Let me make sure I explain this right. Google makes money off of selling ads. So when the creator makes content, Google puts ads throughout the video. They sell those ads to businesses for them to promote their goods and services. So that's how Google makes money off of YouTube. They don't make the content. So that's where the creators come in at. Now, until you get monetized, my mouth is dry. Give me a second. Until you get monetized, Google is keeping 100% of the ad revenue. Once you get monetized, there's 2 different types of splits. So on the long format videos, the split is 55% ad revenue for the creator and 45% for YouTube. And for shorts, it's 45% for the creator and 55% for YouTube. Now, this is what I had just learned, which helped me understand why I might be struggling to get monetized. Once you understand business and understand how business works, the business is about profit first. They need to make sure they profit. So if I'm going to make content where I'm making longs and shorts, and YouTube benefits the most or keeps most of the ad revenue from shorts, it would be in YouTube's best interest to push my shorts versus pushing the long form content. So that's why I created another channel. So I told you I had 3. So the main channel, I'm just going to do long form content. The second channel was for shorts. So the main channel is called Original Greatness. The shorts channel is called Original Greatness Shorts. So that's repurposed content from the main channel in shorts format. Those shorts are being used to drive traffic to the long form content. Now, this is something I learned from this gentleman who wrote this book, Alex Hormozy. I hope I pronounced this last name right. I struggle with that sometimes. I'm horrible with names. Ice always splash water everywhere. You probably watch that go everywhere. But anyway, he's very, very popular on YouTube, millions of subscribers, millions of views. And the man puts out awesome business ideas and information and strategies and education. He's brilliant, and he just gives the information away. And I have all 3 of his books. That's the latest that I'm attempting to get through, but life has been so crazy, I haven't finished it. There we go with the but I should have never told y'all that. Nah, I just can't stop saying it. With that book, and not just the book. So we was talking about the ideas about him letting you know. So he was the one that explained that people try to create funnels on YouTube. So with these funnels, they try to bring in people from YouTube Shorts and send them over to their long format. Here's the thing. And he said he did some research and statistics on this. And I believe him because I know what type of viewer I am. I'm not just a creator. I consume a lot of YouTube to begin with. So I love long format content. I'll watch shorts from time to time, but it's very low compared to how much I watch long form content. So what he was saying was, if somebody watches a short and they subscribe, they're actually looking for more shorts from you. If somebody watches your long format content and they subscribe because of that long form content. So they expect more long form content. Whatever they're watching when they subscribe is usually why they're subscribing. They want more of that. So you don't really get a conversion from people that watch shorts over to long format. So when you put both on one channel, you confuse the viewers. And that's why you might be struggling with certain views on certain content, because the people that subscribe for shorts, they don't even give notifications for shorts. So I don't even know if you know that. You can only get notifications for the long format if you click the bell. So it's easier if you just split it. So I have a whole channel for shorts and I got a whole channel for the long format content. Now that content on the Original Greatness channel, I put more work into everything. That's more planned out. We writing the script, the thumbnail, the title, and I'm a one-man band, guys. So let me tell you some of the things. I do the writing, the thumbnails, the titles, the recording, the editing, the posting, the marketing, the advertising, which is the same thing, but designs, audio, lighting, I do it all. I'm a one-man band right now. So with all of that going on, and I use Canva, I use Camtasia, and I use OBS Studio, just to give you some of the ideas of the software and programs that I use. So I had to train and learn all of that. So I'm real big on self-education. This isn't just something I'm telling somebody else they should do. This is something I actually do. So I never told you what the main channel was about. So the main channel was about building generational wealth with insightful financial and self-education. Now, here's the thing that I found with finance and self-improvement and personal development. They're usually kept separate. And from my experience and me working on my finances in my life, what I've found is that your finances is just a way of measuring the value you bring to the marketplace. The world is just one huge market where people exchange value, goods, and services. That's all that is. And if you don't bring much value to the market, that limits your earning ability. The more value you bring to the market, the more you earn. And in order for that to happen, you have to become more valuable. This is why a lot of people struggle with their finances. They try to work on their finances without working on themselves. So you have to work on yourself, but just telling somebody self-improvement, personal development, even though that's something that they need, it sounds boring. And they don't get that it ties into their finances. So that's why my channel is about building generational wealth with insightful financial and self-education, not self-improvement, personal development, because you have to learn how to learn on your own to do all of those other things. So that's what that channel is about. So make sure you subscribe, go check it out, like, and all of that. And if you just want bite size, just to get an idea of it, like commercials or whatever, then go to Original Greatness Shorts, so you can get an idea of what we're doing over on the main channel. So this channel, Original Greatness Uncut, is for me to be able to just share my ideas without worrying about, oh, I got all this editing to do. Oh, I got to shave. Oh, I got lint on my shirt. Guys, I'm a husband. I'm a dad. I'm a son. I'm a man, I'm a friend, I'm a brother, I'm a cousin. I got a lot of hats that I wear. So since I work from home, this was my day. I was tired. I stayed up late last night working on that second channel because I needed to make sure I got a short done to make sure it came out today at 6 p.m. So I was up late last night. Got up today. My son was already up watching TV, so he doesn't have school on Fridays. And I was trading in the markets, made some money today, closed some positions I had for a while. So that was awesome. Picked up my oldest son from school. My middle son got dropped off before we went to go pick him up. The yard was a mess. And the yard is one of my things that I use for my sanctuary to get my peace of mind. But I can't stand sitting in my backyard and the yard is toe up. So I did the yard. Had my oldest son scoop up the poop from the dog, cut the grass, trimmed it. Everything was looking awesome. So I still have all of that on from earlier. And then I like to make bonfires at night. I sit in the garage. My wife brings my dinner outside and I sit out there and I clear my mind. I either get on the phone and have some stimulating conversations with my cousin, or I'll read a book, watch some educational content on YouTube, or watch something about the Lions or something like that, just something. But I like getting that fresh air and going outside and just being with myself with as far as like my thoughts and just being able to chill, especially after a long day. But I can't stand doing that, looking at the grass all over the place and just not being nice and neat. So that was my day earlier. And I needed to make sure I got some content done. And I wanted to make sure I went over this. It's late, guys. So bear with me. And I'm not going to do no editing. So you're going to get all of this. So I told you about the stock market. We're not going to talk about time in this video. We talked about creative. Okay, let's talk about the books. So the books that I'm working on right now, as far as reading, is The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clayson. This is play money. I like using it as bookmarks. This book I got from the library, and it is called The Dip by Seth Godin. I think I mentioned George S. Clayson. So I heard about that book from a YouTuber named Dea. So let me pull up her channel. And I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Yeah, here it is. Let me blow this up. There we go. That's not it. Bear with me, guys. Is this it? There we go. All right. So this is let me see it. They go the same book. It's backwards. It's reverse. You saw it. But this is her. So I watched this video and this gave me some hope about staying consistent and pushing through. So I checked it out from my library. And that's another thing, guys. I wanted to share this story with you. This guy went in on me on one of my comments, on one of the comments on my videos a while ago, because he saw a link in there from Amazon. Like, and I'm not going to click on any links. You're pandering to people and I'm not going to, I'm not going to click that link and I'm not going to buy the book and none of that. Man, listen, that's so goofy. Like some of the stuff that people do is just goofy. I wouldn't even say crazy, just goofy. That's like calling somebody, telling them, hey, I just call you to tell you I ain't going to talk to you and I ain't going to call you no more. Guy, I don't care. I don't know why people think that if you put an Amazon link or a link somewhere in the description or anywhere on your videos that you just trying to get them to buy something so you can get credit for it. You can get that book, rent it from your library, borrow it, don't click the link, and go to Amazon and buy it yourself. Go to anywhere. You can see if somebody got it and borrow it. Get it from a secondhand store. The point isn't that the person sharing the book with you gets credit. The point is, read the book. The person is sharing something with you saying, hey, man, I found value in this. This helped me. This changed my life. So you think they making all of that up to get you to click a link when they already told you the book. That's your choice. But why wouldn't you click the link if you trust the person, or you thought, you know what, I'm gonna make sure I use the link, get them a little give them a little kickback, a little appreciation, because it don't cost you anything extra anyway. But my thing is, I just want you to read the book. I have no shame in telling you. Sometimes I just rent it because not rent it. Yeah, same thing. Check it out from the library and it's free. Because I don't know if I even want it in my library, if I'm actually like the book or not. But the main thing is just getting the information. And I like to read physical books because they force you to sit down and actually engage with the content. Engage with the material. Your phone is full of distractions. You got notifications popping up. You're looking at a screen. You scrolling, or the audio. So we just talking about audiobooks. So if we weren't just talking about audiobooks, but let's talk about audiobooks for the sake of the popularity of them. You're distracted. 9 times out of 10, when you listening to an audiobook, you're doing something else. You're really not paying attention. A lot of that stuff just going in one ear and out the other. If somebody asked you what they talked about in that chapter, for you to really go in depth, you probably won't even remember what it was about. Because you were distracted. You were doing something else when you were listening to it. You were talking, you were driving, you was cutting the grass, riding a bike, exercising. I'm not saying you don't get anything out of it, but it is not an adequate substitute as far as sitting down and actually reading a book. It's something that gets in all your senses. It gets in your eyes. And then reading out loud. You need to read the material out loud. Libraries, you can't do it, or they don't do it. But I recommend that when you read a book and you alone, read it. The Dip, a little book that teaches you when to quit and when to stick. Say it. That way you hear it. You've pronounced it. You've said it. You've touched it. You turn the page. Engage with the material. So I don't want this video to be too long. I'm looking at it now. It's already 23 minutes. So that's good. I'm going to start paying attention. It's the first video. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you check out the other channels. And I'll have all of the information down in the descriptions of this video. In the description of this video. Take care, guys, and God bless.